always plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. A quote by Richard Cushing. Do you get what that quote means? Let's see down what follows. You may have so much going on in your life to the point that you have even started to forget what's so important in your life. Indeed, you may say, what other option? All of it is necessary to put food at the table. Yes, you are right. It may all be necessary, but there must be a better way to manage. If you are to the point of forgetting your children's birthday, forgetting to get groceries for your old parents, missing important appointment, and completely forgetting the chill-out time with your friends to recharge your emotional tank. In addition to all that, find yourself almost every night lying on your bed sleepless, wondering what ifs. It's obvious you need a plan to ease out your way forward. Something is amiss. Or perhaps you may say, I'm not to that extreme point you speak of. Yes, better you don't wait to get that far. If you don't have the habit of planning, just try it out. You will notice the difference. It will save you much time and keep you away from stress to the point you never noticed before. A good plan helps to create the discipline you need to relax and be able to sleep in the night, no matter how many responsibilities are waiting for you the next day. So to be able to organize everything you need to do for your day and ease out the burden in your head, you must first write down your daily agenda and do your best to follow it. Planning is not only helpful to prevent forgetting those little things that are meaningful in your life, but it's also professional and biblical. Did you know that even God Himself made a plan ahead of time to create a human? Check in Genesis 1:26. God said, "Let us make a mankind in our image." Do you get that? That's what is called planning. Before it was done, He laid down the plan and even described clearly what would follow. He said, "Let us make a mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." That's an obvious laid down plan. You can follow the same pattern too. For instance, write down your daily activity in your agenda as follows. When I wake up, I will pray, walk out, check on the kids, drop them at school, and pass at the gas station. Once I get at the office, I will do this first, then that. During lunch break, I have to remember to make that pending payment for the house, then on and on. In the afternoon, I need to remember that our neighbor who usually helps out because his kids go to the same school as ours is not available to pick the kids from school. Now, today, unlike other days, I have to remember to go get the kids from school. After I drop them at home, I would make dinner or go back to get groceries. You can put down as many or less details as you like, depending on your schedule or your responsibilities. The overall key is to ease out the burden in your head. Back to that Bible verse, we see a good example of how God used the planning process ahead of time. God created mankind after everything else was in place and gave him responsibility to reign over all those other things according to his plan. Adopt the habit of making a plan ahead of time. And don't worry, when things don't go as you planned, look back, make a new plan and go on. Life is unpredictable and constantly changing, so should your plans also. Remember, when things don't go as they were supposed to, even God made another plan. When mankind sinned, God made a plan for salvation. He planned many, many years ahead for Jesus the Messiah to would come into the world and save the people through the cross. Take note and decide from now on to make a daily, weekly, or longer time plan. Learn to make a checklist. Have a daily notebook planner. There is a satisfaction in crossing things off the checklist as a daily accomplishment. As the physicist Albert Einstein once said, never memorize something that you can look up. It's not being lazy or careless or saying you don't have to keep things in memory. It's pretty much to prevent you from being overwhelmed and ending up even forgetting what's most important in your life. When you forget important things, you end up beating yourself up, blaming age, your work, your partner, or even carrying the guilty of feeling like you have grown bad to the point you don't care about what used to mean a lot to you anymore. Stop blaming everything in your life and start planning ahead of time. Work smart, not hard. Choose wisely what you need to retain in your head. Use your brain for what's necessary. The other information, you can put it down and look over them as needed. The brain cannot take in everything and keep the same level of concentration. Yes, you may wish to have it all aligned in your head and do one thing after another, but that's not healthy for you. It may do you more damage than good. You are not a machine that works with remote control. Trying to keep everything in your head stresses you and ends up making you feel overwhelmed. In the long run, it can even affect your overall performance. So learn to put down your daily plan ahead of time to ease out what keeps playing in your head. Trust me, once you know there is something set to remind you everything important you have to do for the day, you will be calm and able to do what you are working on with full concentration and without worry of what may pass by you. You will be more productive, and at the end of the day, you will feel less stressed and no worries of what you may have forgotten. Take courage, the best is always ahead.